How to become a top performer. What is the high value employee that your manager will think of when it's new project, new product, new promotion opportunities or pay level that come up? You will be the one to be think of. We'll share 3 ways today. Hello everyone, Jade from Career Journey Professional, helping you to find and land that ideal career aligned with who you are, utilizing what you're best at, and really having that fulfillment as you want for your career. Today we're sharing 3 ways that you can become a top performer or on the way of becoming a top performer of your team, of your division, of your department, so that you can step up your ladder to be able to be responsible to get rid of new project, to get hold of new project when there's possibility for you to step up for pay increase or a promotion, or most importantly, growing your skills and knowledge and experiences in the area that you want to grow. The 3 ways we're sharing today. So nowadays, if you do watch some dating gurus or people who help you with relationship, you probably heard of this term, say we call it high value woman or high value man. Well, as the name suggests, there are such thing as a high value or high potential employee with high potential, which we call it top performer. So what are the ways that you can become a more value added or employee with high value for your team? So the first way is look for opportunities to find that possible achievement or one opportunity that you can add more value or substantial value sometimes, not necessarily, to your team, to the project, to your division, so that you will be more recognized in that way. Now, to be able to do this, one of the ways that I would recommend you to look at it, when we write resumes, I do encourage my clients to write 1 or 2 achievements or 1 or 2 things that will make them stand out as a good candidate when they're looking for the next job. So this is the thing we're looking for. So when we talk about achievements or even substantial achievements, you probably have to look at a higher level, probably look outside of your own job descriptions, look at the team perspective, look from the manager's perspective. What is the challenge? What is the immediate difficulties? What is the hurdle that your team or your product or services are facing? And what are the ways that you can actually help to solve this problem? Now again, like I said, sometimes you do have to stand on the opposite perspective to look from your manager's point of view, to look from your team leader, supervisor's point of view. What are the challenges? Or sometimes you do need to have cross-functional or multifunctional, multi-division type of vision to be able to see that. Well, a very simple example, sometimes not necessarily, just being able to spot what is taking longer time for your team, for your project, for the service or products, and what can you do to really solve that. One example I'll give is one of my clients. So he joined a new team, and then in terms of the training process, because everyone was so busy, so he was given 3 or 4 different books, and some of the documents in the drive, some are like videos, they are quite scattered. And because other people are so busy, no one is really sitting down and collaborating and creating a comprehensive training menu, let's per se. So he started doing some notes for himself, and then in a way he realized that he can actually, going through the process himself, he can actually create a menu for training for the position, for his own position, for future employees, whether he will stay in this division or not. So he started doing that, and that eventually turned into like a Bible, a manual for the whole department. New employees taking on board will always go to him, use the version of the manual that he created. So he effectively solved the problem for his manager, training new employees, even though he was just a new joined. So it's him organizing those stuff, and then when he realized this can add value to the team, he started to do it more structurally, and also making sure that your manager, your supervisor are aware of such resources, or even you have to take the initiative to share to other people, or saying you're happy to share that. So that's one example. That's point number 1. Okay, point number 2 is ask the right questions. This is not only to yourself. When you're working, ask the right kind of questions to yourself, to your colleague, to your team member, to people who are helping you or people who are seeking your help. Ask the right kind of questions. So there is a saying which I totally believe: the quality of your life, the quality of your work depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. So you want to use positively framed questions. So for example, you are going into a meeting to your manager and there are some problems or delays or mistakes presented in the current project you're doing, or whatever that you're doing in your team, or maybe in some email. And then before presenting that, if you can just do one more step of asking yourself, how can you help? What can you do from your responsibilities, from the authorities that you have? What can you do? Or even if not, thinking about what people, resources, network and actions can be taken to solve this problem. What can the whole team do? So you are working in not with the problem, but not only with the problem, but also with potential solutions for your manager, for the team. So this is one example of asking the right question. Now the second part is, when we talk about innovative solutions or problem solving, people always think about innovation means that you have to come up with something new. Actually not. A lot of the times in workspace, innovative solutions or creative solutions is just really twisting, adding or subtracting little things in your work process. So again, one question would be, you may know that some of your customer typically encounter certain types of questions. Then the question you could ask is, what's one small thing I can add to this product or services or the process of delivering service, so that it can create more value, so that it can make the process smooth and make the make it easy for the customers. Maybe it's just creating a Q&A sheet together with the service, or sending it out whenever a customer asks you questions or before they even ask questions. Or the opposite way could be asking, what's one thing you can remove from the service that can make it smoother, make it better, make it easier for your clients or for your team? That's point number 2. And point number 3 is take initiative and take into consideration of how important to build good habit or sustain good habits. So if you have read something about personal development, you probably have heard of books titles such as The 7 Good Habits of Highly Proficient People, or The Secrets of Successful People. Search online if you're interested in those things. They are different habits of people sharing the common denominator of people who are successful. But here at work, I just want you to encourage to just first note it down. What could be a helpful or positive habits that you can start to build on, and then eventually that will come back as really reward or recognition of fulfillment for yourself. And also take initiative when you're doing these things for yourself. If you spot that could be something beneficial for the team, for the division, for the company, do shout out as well. So I'll give you one example here again from one of my clients. So she is managing her client's relationship, and she is managing most of the key clients in her team. So people just perceive her as really good at remembering names. Actually, she's not. I'll break it down to what's the habit that she actually do. It may take sometimes extra time to set up the system, or some extra time to prepare it before you go into a client meeting. But these are the habits that you want to build that eventually will make you become a top performer. So what she does is, your company may or may not have a CRM, what we call a client relationship management system. If you do, fully utilize that. If you don't, then you can come up with your own system. Maybe it's just writing down a notes in your notes in your phone, in your computer, or you can invest in something simple, a CRM for yourself. But what she do is ongoing input into the data of every client she met, and tracking stories or tracking the progresses of what happened every time she had client interactions, writing down memos, very simple memos. And after they meet, she would review it and write down some of her thoughts. And every time before she meeting her clients, before she go into meetings, she would actually sit down to revise what she's written and think about possible solutions or what she can offer to her clients. Sounds very simple, but these are habits. If you actually block it out in your calendar before each meeting, 10 minutes after each meeting, 10 to 15 minutes, doing these things, this is what we call a successful habit. This is what we call that will eventually make you turn into a value add, a top performer. Alright guys, the 3 points that I shared from my clients, practical solutions that you can actually take on board to do something from today. If you like it, do leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best. See you.